Shalom L'Chaim, you did black. They got this up there. Shout out to the Silver Tribe. Claim land, but not in my name. Not in our name. This next video is this next video is what they say about Chinese people. You hear that music?
We'll build that house up big and tall. A Robin, Peter to pay Paul. Yeah, the Robin, Peter to pay Paul.
Asian peoples, no doubt, have always aroused interest in people, whether for their art, culture, or even martial arts. However, the origin of this people is a question. According to the sacred scriptures of the Bible, there are statements about the origin of Asian peoples, revealing who their parent is and the source of the Asian factor. First, to address the ancestry of Asian peoples, it is necessary to understand the origin of the name Asia. This name has its roots in Greek mythology, where Asia was the wife of Japetus. It is interesting to note the similarity between the name Japetus and the name Japheth, son of Noah. In mythologies, fragments and traces of true biblical history have been preserved over time. Therefore, in the tales and narratives passed down from generation to generation, the names of Noah's wives and his 3 children may have been preserved. From this perspective, it is possible to affirm that the name of Japheth's wife was probably something similar to Asia, that is, Asia gave origin to the Asian peoples. Linguistically, she may be called Ahayaphet, or Japheth's wife. Thus, the Asian factor has its origin in Japheth's wife. Japhet gave rise to the Europeans. Now that we know who the ancestral mother of Asians is, we must find out who the father of Asians is. The ancestral father of the Asians is one of the sons or grandchildren of Japheth who possessed the Asian ethnicity inherited from Japheth's wife. Gomer, the son of Japheth, is the one who married, without a doubt, one of his sisters to increase the population of the planet. And Gomer's wife, without a doubt, inherited the Asian factor from her grandmother, Japheth's wife. Then Gomer had 3 sons, Ashkenaz, father of the peoples of Scandinavia, Europe, Rifate, father of the Celtic, Iberian Peninsula, among several other peoples. Finally, now we find out who the father of the Asians is. The 3rd son of Gomer and grandson of Noah was called Togarma, and he is the father of Asians, the ancestor of all Asians with Asian characteristics such as drawn eyes. A curiosity that confirms this is that the name, Togarma, in its etymology and meanings, has the following references. In ancient Assyrian, it means domineering, in Hebrew, it means broken, and in Phoenician, it means pulled or also broken. It is noted that in its etymology there is a discrete reference to the pulled eyes. Therefore, Togarma is the father of the Asian peoples. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verses 6, it is even clearer that Togarma is the father of many peoples of the far north. The house of Togarma, in the recesses of the north, with all its troops, many peoples with you. The peoples mentioned by Ezekiel in chapter 38, verse 6, are the descendants of Togarma. These peoples or tribes include the Chinese, the Mongols, the Japanese, the Koreans, and the Turks. All these Asian people, Asian ethnicity, and with drawn eyes. Genetics proves that Asians and Europeans are related, despite the distance. The fair skin of Asians is already a proof of this kinship by itself. However, there is an Asian people who have in their DNA, proven by science, a portion of genetic sister of the European peoples. Yes, these people exist. This question is a simple question, because when we look at genetics, we discover incredible things about kinship between peoples. But which Asian people is related to the European peoples? Which Asian people has a share of European DNA? This people is one who has a very close relationship with the European peoples, which proves that Europeans or Indo-Europeans have a kinship with Asians. The name of this people is Xiongnu. The Xiongnu are a Chinese tribe who, according to Chinese sources, inhabited the Asian steppes in the 7th to 8th century BC. The mitochondrial DNA of the Xiongnu demonstrates that they had about 88% of Asian heritage and 12% of European heritage. The Xiongnu are an authentic genetic connection between European peoples and Asian peoples, evidencing that they are related, despite the distance. This refers to Japheth, his wife and Gomer's grandsons, Togarma, along with his two other brothers, Rifat and Ashkenaz. Therefore, Asian genetics was transmitted from Japheth's wife to her grandson Togarma, who ultimately originated all the peoples of Asia, who are numerous and belong to many nations. This fulfills the prophecy of blessing given to Japheth, stating that his descendants would be enlarged, multiplied and gigantic. It is worth mentioning that the most populous country in the world is China. Another character mentioned in the Holy Scriptures is Sin, also known as Sani or Sinim. Interestingly, its name resembles several terms and cities, including the very name, China. In Hebrew, it is pronounced as Sin and can have meanings such as clay peak or mud. Some say it may also have the meaning of moon. Sin, the son of Canaan, was one of the 11 sons of Canaan, who in turn is the son of Ham, who is the son of Noah. Therefore, Sin was one of the grandsons of Noah. He is portrayed indirectly in the Bible through his descendants known as the Sinites or Senites. Another interesting fact about Sin, son of Cana, grandson of Ham, is that possibly in Mesopotamian mythology as it happened in Greek mythology with Japhet, Sin would also have with time entered in Mesopotamian mythology, fragments of true biblical history. He was deified with the title of God of Laws. In a hymn of UR, it is said that, he established law and justice, having established laws, and again, the lawgiver of the heavens and the earth. A striking circumstance stems from this, as some of his descendants traveled to southern Arabia and settled a region later known as Sinai. Thus, the possibility of his reputation as a great law codifier led to a tradition that associates Sinai as the place where the law originated. There may be some connection between this circumstance and God's choice to designate Mount Sinai as the place where he delivered the 10 Commandments. It is believed that the Sinites, that is, the people of Sin, the Chinese, originated in a coastal town north of Phoenicia called Zim. The Sinites were not one of the Canaanite tribes mentioned in Joshua with the divine command to destroy them. Possibly, this is due to the fact that the prefix, Sin, refers to the Proto-Chinese settlement in the east or the lands of Shinar. It is believed that the curse of Canaan did not affect one of his sons, and that son would be the ancestor of the ancient Proto-Chinese people. This is due to the fact that the Sinites or Sinians did not inhabit the land of Canaan, which did not belong to them, according to the ancient Jewish beliefs and traditions mentioned in the Book of Jubilees.